jacket that you've never seen.
Okay.
Ah!
Sorry. Run from game room.
Oh, you were right. Oh, okay. You are so right.
Blaze Blue. Such an epic game.
I was BSing until you got here. Unfortunately, I only had to BS like a couple of minutes. So.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't like gonna wait until they like, you know, beat me and like go out the game, but that never happened. Let me go grab the laptop. It's in the other panel room.
Yeah, you should probably grab that. Don't fit away. Yeah. So, hi, I'm Capsule Corp. I know nothing about photography, so I'm gonna let Doug handle all that part. But she dragged me in here because I'm gonna talk about how to pose, which. As I've got my reference pictures, Ghetto is so boring. He has one pose. Who was it that I was doing? And so was Jacques yesterday. Everybody was like, "Oh, that's such a nice costume pose. You know, can you take a picture?" And I'm like, "Pose. I am posing. This is how." Well, yeah, no, I was showing away because Jacques gets distracted easily in the game and just doesn't care what the hell else is going on in the foreground. I was going to while all of us judges were lined up on stage, and while they were busy giving out the other awards and talking in the mic, I was like. But I didn't think of that until too late. I was like, I totally should have done that. It would have been like, what? I'm being a character. Right, I'm way too espresso made me way too bubbly. I have another mocha.
Slight progress. Worth it.
I did talk to this.
What do you want to talk about?
This is your panel. What do you mean?
Okay.
I was just telling them that. Well, this is your panel. I'm just here to stand around.
Okay, so this is Cosplay Photography, and in this, we will talk about how to breathe. You want me to check out of my hotel room?
What? Somebody else can do that.
I cannot do that right now. Okay, so on this panel, we're going to talk about several things. We're going to talk about cameras in general, how to take good pictures, how to be a model or take pictures of a model, aka a cosplayer, and what to do with those photographs once you're done, aka Photoshop. So, because
I know a little bit about that.
Photoshop's epic.
Because I have to build my own damn website. So.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, my webmaster built it for me and then was like, okay, here's the code and this is how you update it. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do about the pictures? I don't know any pictures.
I was about to be like, we have no cable. You're talking over there.
Reach is the operative question.
Hold on, wait, the microphone's all into it. Okay, we're making hot, steamy jelly.
Hey!
What? Nothing. Nothing at all. Okay, so let's talk about cameras first. Now, a lot of people, one of the first things that they ask me always is, what type of camera should I buy? That's the very first thing they're always asking. And it's like, what I tell them is, it doesn't really matter too much what kind of camera you buy, whether it costs $100 or $1,000. What you need to worry about is your lens. First and foremost, get an SLR. That's my personal recommendation. You don't need an SLR, but oh my God, they are so amazing. The reason why is because you can change out their lens. What I mean by that is you can pop off the lens, buy different types of lenses, pop them back on, and it's like you just purchased a brand new camera that can do different types of things. Most of your point and shoot viewfinders, the kind that you buy like at Walmart and stuff like that are just like, you can't change out the lens. Those are great, but you are very, very limited by what you can do simply because you're stuck with the lens that comes with it. And yeah, generally it's an all-purpose lens. You can't really do that much great, epic things with it. So first and foremost, an SLR is what I recommend. After you get an SLR, the price of the camera itself is going to be determined by how many megapixels it has and what brand it is and all that other stuff. That's negligible, really. You can just pop in a memory card and all that other stuff, save it to your memory card. The amount of pixels, unless you're printing this on giant poster-sized paper, you're fine with anything that's 4 megapixels, 5 megapixels, 8 megapixels, that's fine. You don't need something that's epic, oh my God, I need 12 megapixels or 15 megapixels or some ungodly thing. Unless you're crazy and want to print something the size of this, which is great if you can, but most of us can't. So what's the purpose? Especially if you're going to put it on the website. If you're going to put it on a website, then my God, 10% of 1/2 of a megapixel is more than what's necessary to put something on the internet and make it look good. But we'll cover that when we get to Photoshop. Anyway, so the point is, get an SLR. Doesn't really matter what kind. Where you want to spend your money is on your lenses. And your lenses are actually what is going to cost you the most. I'll show you like arsenal of lenses over here, and each one does something slightly different. They come from anywhere from being really tiny to, where is it? Okay.
Monstrous.
Yes, they can be monstrous, tiny, and everything in between. Like this little guy right here, he's itty bitty. Yeah, he makes the world look so epically wonderful. And then you have some that are slightly larger, and it looks like you're wearing like gigantinormous eyes. And then you have some that are like in the spy movies, that they're huge, and you're like in the like 10th story apartment building, and you're like spying on somebody, like the lucky numbers of a lotto ticket or some crazy thing like that. Anyway,
he's got over there.
yeah, and they can actually get much bigger than that.
Yeah, I rented one twice as long as this one time.
Yes, so you can get, I mean, you can have like, and I've seen it, it is so funny. These itty tiny cameras, and all of a sudden like a lens that's like 10 times the size of the camera. They're not even holding the camera anymore. They're holding the lens as they take pictures, okay? So you want to spend money on your lenses. And lenses can be anywhere from $50 for a mediocre, everyday, crappy lens that usually comes manufactured with your camera, or spend anywhere to like $1,000 for like an L-class, ultra mega, super amazing type lens that probably Sky Pirate has. He's like, he wishes. But one day I'll get my L series. Okay, so forgive me if I go a little bit quick, but I really want to get to the Photoshop stuff. And let me focus this a little bit. If there's anything you guys want to throw in.
You are speaking a language that I do not understand, except for one of my coworkers. As a hobby, does wedding photography.
That's how it starts.
So
It starts off
I
as a hobby.
have heard about the $1,000 lenses. I'm like, you are nuts, and you thought I was bad for spending all my money on my hobby.
Do I have mine? No. Wait, yes. This is my favorite lens. It's my wide angle. Let me take this pop. This is my $300 lens. It's the most expensive one I own. Currently. I will get another one soon. But this guy makes like, has anybody here ever had that issue where you're taking a picture and you're like scooting closer to a group of people, and you're like scooting closer and you're like backing up because you're trying to fit everybody in and stuff? The different types of lenses do different things. A wide angle, this guy right here, what he does is he actually distorts slightly the perspective of the world and makes it to where instead of seeing like a little bit, like your normal human eye would, it increases the perspective range so that all of a sudden you're able to include like this huge panoramic type picture inside of like the same distance. It looks really epic, and if you're ever like going to get a lens, my favorite is a wide angle, but in all honesty, it just depends what type of photography you like to do. So I highly suggest everybody go online and like just look up what each lens does and find out what type of photographs you would like to like do. Go on eBay, get like, you know, a mediocre type lens of that type and test it out and see if it's your thing. My brother loves micro photography. He likes, what micro photography does is it's this little guy right here. What this does is it lets you zoom in into like the itty bitty individual like scales of a butterfly's wings. I mean, he likes that type of photography. I don't. I personally find it useless.
Player, that means they're looking real up close at your pores.
No, don't look at my pores. Yes.
Your computer is at risk for a virus. You need to install stuff.
My computer is a virus. It's owned by Umbrella.
That is somewhat ironic, yes.
wait, no, that is ironic. I'm gonna leave it up there. Like I should print screen it and like set it as my background so it's permanently like in the process of getting a virus. But anyway.